Hi, I'm Elijah Ware here with LMC Varsity Sports. We have a Section 1 playoff match between Mamaroneck Volleyball and Horace Greeley Volleyball. This is a tough outing. This is a tough first draw for Mamaroneck, as they already lost to Horace Greeley earlier despite having the 7th seed and them having the 10th seed. It's going to be a good match between two good teams fighting for their playoff lives. This is Elijah Ware with LMC Varsity Sports. We'll have your match coming up next.
We'd like to welcome all of you to this afternoon sectional girls volleyball game against the Michelle Bluebonats and the Mamaroneck Tigers. Lakers. We're going to start off with the roster with Horace Greeley. Number 1, Lynn Liu. Number 4, Angelina Brunetto. Number 6, Exnina Guerrero. Number 7, Sophia Rodriguez. Number 8, Elizabeth Tabanco. Number 11, Helen Matthews. Number 12, Vivian Zina. Number 13, Benny Curtis. Number 14, Penelope Toll. Number 15, Emma Roney. Number 16, Hannah Savon. And number 19, Jillian Zanko. Horace Greeley is coached by Daniela Castro. Number 1, Ginger Beers. Number 3, Amanda Gutierrez. Number 4, Domina Chavez. Number 5, Irene Morales. Number 6, Parker Beverly. Number 7, Bettina Seck. Number 8, Julia Rothman. Number 9, Masana Morgan. Number 10, Sophia Ator. Number 11, Grace Brennan. Number 12, Annie Mozia. Number 13, Alexia Nachico. Number 13, Tara Eradia Konu. Number 15, Sydney Chong. The Tigers are coached by Stacey Ryder and assistant coach
I'm Elijah Ware here with LMC Varsity Sports as we begin our first set of the evening. And it is controlled, the near kill, and the block. It is controlled by the Quakers, the tip, and the kill. Number 15, Emma Rowan. Horace Greeley takes a 1-0 lead in the first set, the first point of the evening. As it is up, it is over. It is controlled by Mamaroneck. Gutierrez gets it over and Gutierrez scores. Even in the score at 1 apiece for both teams. Back to serve for Mamaroneck will be Julia Rothman. as it is up for Rothman, and it is over. Controlled, but not controlled. And that'll be an ace for Rothman. As Rothman sets to serve again. As Mamaroneck takes a 2-1 lead, and it is over. It is controlled by Horace Greeley, and it is a dig by Ginger Beers, and it is a tip and a score. Parker Eboli with the smooth tip, and Mamaroneck expands their lead 3-1. Horace Greeley cannot control that one. And Mamaroneck takes a 4-1 lead early in the first set. Rothman gets it up, Rothman gets it over. It is controlled by Ivanka, but not controlled by her teammates, and Mamaroneck takes a 5-1 lead. As Horace Greeley looks to be out of sync early in the first set. It's controlled by Ivanka. Ivanka tips it over, controlled by Ginger Beers. It is set and out of bounds. It is now 5-2. Mamaroneck still in the lead. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, number 12, Vivian Zymek. Zymek gets it up, Zymek, and it is netted by Zymek. As Mamaroneck expands the lead 6-2. And back to serve for Mamaroneck is Romina Chavez. Chavez gets it up, Chavez gets it over, controlled by Horace Greeley. And it is Elizabeth Ivanko with the point. As Mamaroneck couldn't seem to control that one. 6-3, Mamaroneck still in the lead. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, number 13, Megan Curtis. As Curtis gets it up, Curtis gets it over, controlled by Romina Chavez, back over. And the tip by Elizabeth Ivanko, her second point of the evening, 6-4. Mamaroneck still in the lead. As Horace Greeley is settling in. The serve, controlled by Chavez, back over the net. The set, and the tip by Ivanko. As Horace Greeley inches closer, now only down by 1 early in the first set. It is served, and it is into the net, and it is a point for Mamaroneck. Back to serve for Mamaroneck will be Amanda Gutierrez. As Gutierrez gets it up, Gutierrez gets it over, controlled by Horace Greeley. And here comes another kill attempt by Ivanko, but it is controlled, tipped over by Chun. And it's high, it is back over, Chun controls. The spike attempt by Beers, but it is controlled by Horace Greeley. Ivanko with the spike, but the block by Ginger Beers. As Mamaroneck takes an 8-5 lead over Horace Greeley. Back to serve once again for Mamaroneck, Amanda Gutierrez. As she gets it up, she gets it over, right in the middle, controlled. As Chun controls it from Mamaroneck. And Chavez gets it back over the net. It is set, and it is controlled and tipped. Ivanka tips it back over. Controlled by Horace Greeley. And a great dig by Gutierrez as it is set. It is tipped in the middle, and it is a point for Horace Greeley. Megan Curtis with the tip and the score. Back to serve for Horace Greeley. It is up, it is over, it is in the middle, controlled by Romina Chavez. And it is out of bounds, and it will be a point for Horace Greeley. Score now 8-7. Mamaroneck still in the lead. It is up, it is over, and it is out of bounds, and it is a point from Mamaroneck as their lead is expanded 9-7 early in the first set. Back to serve from Mamaroneck is Sydney Chun. Her first serve of the evening. Chun gets it up, Chun gets it over. It is controlled, but not controlled by the Quakers as Mamaroneck expands their lead 10-7. Still back to serve for Mamaroneck is Chun. As Chun gets it up, Chun gets it over. In the middle, controlled by Horace Greeley. The kill attempt by Ivanko. It is controlled. The tip. Chun gets it back over the net. It is controlled, and it is a kill attempt, and it is a point for Ivanko. And it is 10-8. Mamaroneck still in the lead. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, Elizabeth Ivanko, and she gets it over the net. It is controlled by Mamaroneck. Controlled by Ivanko, tipped over, but blocked by Beers, and is a point for Mamaroneck. Mamaroneck with the early lead. And back to serve from Mamaroneck is Ginger Beers, her first serve of the evening. As Penelope Dalia Ayerdeakanu checks into the game. And it's tipped over by Ivanko. Right back over, and it is a kill for Horace Greeley, number 13, Megan Curtis. 11-9, Mamaroneck still in the lead. And back to serve for Horace Greeley is Megan Curtis. As Curtis gets it up, Curtis gets it over. A good serve and a tip. Controlled by, and the kill attempt by Vivian Zymek is no good. As Mamaroneck takes a 12-9 lead, and the timeout is called by Horace Greeley. I'm Elijah Ware, this is LMC TV Varsity Sports. We'll be right back. We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports. Mamaroneck has a 12-9 lead in the first set of the Section 1 playoff match between Mamaroneck and Horace Greeley, as it is served by Mamaroneck, controlled by Horace Greeley. Vivian Zymek with the spike attempt, and it is tipped over, and it is a point for Mamaroneck. 13-9, Mamaroneck. Back to serve from Mamaroneck is Alexa Noctigal. As it is out of bounds, and it's a point for Horace Greeley. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, number 15, Emma Roane. Roane gets it over, it's controlled by Chun. It is set, and it is a dig for Horace Greeley and a spike. Vivian Zymek with the spike. And with the point for Horace Greeley. Mamaroneck serves. She gets it over, controlled by Chun. It is tipped. It is set. And it is a held ball, and it is a point for Horace Greeley. Still back to serve for Horace Greeley, Mamaroneck. As Rowan gets it up, Rowan gets it over. Controlled by Ginger Beers, controlled by Rothman, over by Chun as it is set. And it is a spike attempt by Ivanko for control, and it's a block, but out of bounds, and it is a point from Mamaroneck. As Rothman attempted the spike, it was blocked but out of bounds off of Horace Greeley. As Mamaroneck expands their slim lead, 14-12 in this first set. And as Rothman back with the serve, Rothman gets it over, it is controlled, and it is controlled by Beers. As Gutierrez gets it over, controlled by Horace Greeley, the tip attempt. Mamaroneck gets it back over the net. It is controlled. It'll be a spike attempt. And right to the face of Mamaroneck. And it is a point for Vivian Zymek. 14-13, Mamaroneck still in the lead. As Zymek is now back to serve. And Zymek gets it up. Zymek gets it over. And there's a dig by Beers. As Beers gets it over. Controlled by Ivanko, and the spike attempt by Ivanko, but the point from Mamaroneck. Romina Chavez back to serve from Mamaroneck as they have a 15-13 lead over Horace Greeley in the first set. Chavez gets it up, Chavez gets it over. This is a good serve, tipped over by Beers. No one home, and it's a point from Mamaroneck. Some miscommunication by the Quakers as Mamaroneck gets that point, expanding their lead 16-13 as Chavez gets it over the net, or it hits the net, and it's a point for Horace Greeley. Back to serve for Horace Greeley will be Jillian Zonkel. As Zonkel gets it over the net, controlled by Mamaroneck. Back over by Chun, controlled as Ivanko gets it over. It is set, and it is a dig by Zymek. And the tip, but out of bounds. And there's a point from Mamaroneck. 17-14, Mamaroneck. A good sequence by both teams. Mamaroneck ultimately gets the point. And back to serve from Mamaroneck is Gutierrez. As Gutierrez gets it over, it is a near ace, but it is out of bounds. And it is a point from Mamaroneck. Number 16, Hannah Saban, subs in for Horace Greeley. As Gutierrez gets it over, controlled by Horace Greeley. It is set. Ivanko with the spike attempt, controlled by Chun. And the block, but the point from Mamaroneck. As Gutierrez is still back to serve from Mamaroneck. As she gets it up, she gets it over. It is set. Ivanko controlled by Gutierrez. The dig by Zymek. And the spike attempt by Zymek, but it's into the net. It is another point from Mamaroneck as they take a 20-14 lead in the first set. The first one to 25. It is a timeout for Horace Greeley. We'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm Elijah Ware. As Amanda Gutierrez serves, she gets it over, controlled by Zymek, and the spike attempt by Ivanko in the tip, and a holding call by the referee, and it's a point for Horace Greeley. It is over, and it is an ace for Horace Greeley. What's her name? It is another point for Horace Greeley. Number 56. We don't have her name on the roster, but we will find out. As Romina Chavez controls this back over the net, controlled. It is set, and it is a spike and a kill for number 15, Mamaroneck. And it is a timeout, Mamaroneck, 2018 Mamaroneck in the first set. I'm Elijah Ware, this is LMC TV Varsity Sports. We'll be right back. As it is served by Horace Greeley, controlled by Mamaroneck as they get it back over the net, controlled by Zymek. Zymek goes for the spike, and it is a point for Horace Greeley. 2019 as Horace Greeley comes storming back. That is 5 points in a row for Horace Greeley. Another point after the timeout as Horace Greeley serves. It is controlled, and it is a dig for Horace Greeley. And here comes the spike attempt, but another dig for Horace Greeley. And the tip by Beers is good. As Mamaroneck finally stops this run by Horace Greeley as they expand their lead to 21-19. Sydney Chun back to serve from Mamaroneck. And she gets it over the net. It is controlled. And it is back over. Controlled by Romina Chavez. And a spike attempt by Rothman. Zymek. And the referee rules it is a point for Mamaroneck as they take a 22-19 lead. Controlled by Zymek. As Ivanko tips it, it is controlled back over by Chun. Controlled Zymek with the spike attempt, controlled by Romina Chavez. And it is out of bounds, and it is a point for Horace Greeley. Back to serve for Horace Greeley. Number 8, Elizabeth Ivanko. As Ivanko gets it up, Ivanko gets it over, and it is an ace for Ivanko. She just got it over the net, and it ultimately leads to a point for her team. As there's some discussion between Ivanko and the referee. As Daniela Castro, the coach for Horace Greeley, is claiming that the Mamaroneck servers are targeting certain players on their team. So we'll see how this plays out. As Ivanko is back to serve once again for Horace Greeley with the score 22-21. Mamaroneck still leading, and it is into the net, and it is a point from Mamaroneck. Back to serve from Mamaroneck, Ginger Beers. As Beers gets it up, over, and it's controlled but out of bounds. As Mamaroneck inches closer, 1 point away from winning his first set in this Section 1 playoff match. As Beers is still back to serve, Beers gets it up, over, controlled by Horace Greeley, and the spike by Zymek. And she saved the team with a big spike. And back serving for Horace Greeley will be number 13, Megan Curtis. There can be no mistakes by Horace Greeley right now. They're only 1 point away from losing this first set. And it's over the net safely. Beers controls it, back over by Chun, controlled by Ivanko, set by Curtis, and the spike by Zymek. 24-23 Mamaroneck. As Mamaroneck calls another timeout, I'm Elijah Ware. This is LMC TV Varsity Sports. This is the Section 1 playoff match between Mamaroneck and Horace Greeley, and we'll be right back. We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm Elijah Ware. And back to serve for Horace Greeley is Megan Curtis. As Mamaroneck leads 24-23 in his first set, Curtis gets it over, Chun controls, and is into the net. And there's a point for Horace Greeley as they tie the score at 24 apiece, and both teams being 1 point away from winning this first set. Well, actually, it's win by 2 in this first set, so Megan Curtis is still back to serve as Beers controls. And is the block attempt by Zymek, but ultimately the point for Ayera Diakanu. As Mamaroneck takes a 1 point lead and is 1 point away from winning this first set. It's controlled by Horace Greeley as Zymek goes for the spike and she gets another one. She ties the score at 25 apiece. Vivian Zymek is playing a superb game. As an outside hitter, she is doing her job. Controlled by Chun. As Beers gets it over. The referee rules that it was a point for Mamaroneck. There's some controversy, some think it was on the line, but nonetheless, the point is ruled in favor of Mamaroneck. Back to serve from Mamaroneck is Julia Rothman. As she gets it up, she gets it over, controlled by Curtis, set, and another spike for Horace Greeley's Vivian Zymek. She is having a monster game. Zymek is looking unstoppable with her spikes. And she is now back to serve. She gets it up and over, controlled by Chun, set. As Gutierrez gets it over, it is set. And it is a spike for Ivanko. As Horace Greeley takes a 1 point lead. Still back to serve for Horace Greeley is Vivian Zymek. And she gets it up, and it is into the net. And it's a point from Mamaroneck. And this first set is tied at 27 apiece. Serving for Mamaroneck is Thalia Ayera Diakanu as it is controlled, and it is another kill for Vivian Zymek. and she is absolutely unstoppable. Jillian Zonkel back to serve for Horace Greeley. As Zonkel gets it over, it is set, and it is a block. Number 16, Hannah Saban, as Horace Greeley wins this first set, 29-27. I'm Elijah Ware. This is LMC TV Varsity Sports, and we'll be right back with your second set. Back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports, I'm Elijah Ware, as Horace Greeley gets the first serve after winning the first set, and it is a dig by Curtis, as Gutierrez tries to get it over, but it is into the net, and the first point of the second set goes to Horace Greeley. The first set was very intense, with both teams going back and forth, but Horace Greeley ultimately winning 29-27, as Curtis gets it into the net, and it is a point for Mamaroneck. And back to serve for Mamaroneck is Julia Rothman. As Rothman gets it up, Rothman gets it over, and it is a dig. And ultimately a point for Mamaroneck. Rothman gets it up, Rothman gets it over. As Rodriguez tries to control it. (3-1) Mamaroneck. Julia Rothman goes up to serve. She serves, and it's right to Rodriguez. She couldn't handle it, and there's another point for Mamaroneck. 4-1 Mamaroneck. Rothman gets it over. Controlled by Ivanko. Controlled by Curtis. Ooh, and the block. Fatima Sek from Mamaroneck. And a timeout is called by Horace Greeley as Mamaroneck takes an early 5-1 lead. We'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports as Mamaroneck has a 5-1 lead. Julia Rothman serving, and it is out of bounds, and it's a point for Horace Greeley coming out of timeout. And back to serve for Horace Greeley is number 15, Emma Rowan. As Rowan is ready to serve, she gets it up, she gets it over, controlled by Sydney Chun. Set, and a held ball called by the referee. And there's another point for Horace Greeley. Back-to-back points for Horace Greeley coming out of timeout. Still back to serve Emma Rowan. As Rowan gets it up, gets it over, controlled by Fatima. And so teammates couldn't control it. Third straight point for Horace Greeley. Rowan gets it up, Rowan gets it over, controlled by Chun. Chun gets it over. It's Curtis. As they get it over the net, into the net by Chun, and it's the fourth straight point for Horace Greeley. It is up. It is over. It is a dig by Chun. And it is a block. And it is out of bounds. And it is the fifth straight point for the Quakers. Mamaroneck, and she gets ready to serve, gets it up, gets it over, and Set couldn't control it, and is the 6th straight point for Horace Greeley. Zaire Diakonu checks into the game. With Rowan serving again, controlled by Beers. Controlled by Chun. Beers gets it back over. Controlled by Curtis. It is Set. It is a spike attempt by Ivanko. And it is out of bounds. That is a point from Mamaroneck. With Horace Greeley leading 7-6 in the second set. Estalia Ayera Diakonu is back to serve. And she gets it over, controlled by Ivanko. Back over the net by Matthews. As Gutierrez gets it over. Horace Greeley gets it back over the net. It is Set. The set. And the score for Horace Greeley as they take an 8-6 lead. And it's another point for Vivian Zymek, as her and Ivanko own the first set. And Zymek with the serve, controlled by Chun. Hit back over by Alexa Noctigal. Tip back over, controlled by Curtis. Set by Matthews, and the spike attempt by Zymek, and the block by Beers. And the point from Mamaroneck. As Gutierrez gets ready to serve, she gets it over, controlled by Curtis. Set as Ivanko gets ready for the spike. And there's another block by Beers. There's another point from Mamaroneck. As Amanda Gutierrez is back to serve once again, as Gutierrez gets it up, over, into the middle. Rodriguez can't control it. And Gutierrez is back to serve once again, as Mamaroneck regains the lead 9-8. Gutierrez gets it just over the net. It's controlled by Zymek, and the spike by Ivanko. Big spike by Ivanko. And she evens the score at 9 apiece. Zymek and Ivanko are killing from the outside as their teammates set them up perfectly. And as their serve is controlled by Chavez. It is Set. As Zymek gets it over the net, into the net, tip back over. Controlled by Horace Greeley. Ivanko with the tip, and it will be out of bounds, and is a point for Horace Greeley. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, number 19, Jillian Zonkel. As Zonkel gets it up, Zonkel gets it over, controlled by Chavez. Set. The tip by Beers. As Beers goes for the tip, controlled by Curtis. The set. The spike attempt, but controlled by Chun. Into the net, and a point for Horace Greeley. Zon Keller's back to serve once again for Horace Greeley. Controlled by Chun. Chavez gets it back over, but too far, out of bounds, and there's another point for Horace Greeley as they take a 12-9 lead. Still serving for Horace Greeley is Zonkel. As Zonkel gets it over the net, controlled by Mamaroneck, the tip, and the score. Great play by Parker Eboli. And Mamaroneck scores to get closer as Chun gets it over the net, controlled by Curtis. It is set by Zonkel, the spike attempt by Ivanko, will control and back over the net. It's set. Here comes the spike by Zymek, but they control it. Chun gets it over the net, controlled by Curtis. Beers gets it over the net. They're too far, and another point for Horace Greeley. That one would have went out of bounds off of Horace Greeley, but Mamaroneck saved it, and it ends up in a point for Horace Greeley. As Rodriguez is back to serve, she serves. It is a near save, but ultimately a point for Rodriguez and Horace Greeley as they take a 14-10 lead in this second set. I'm Elijah Ware, this is LMC TV Varsity Sports, and we'll be right back. Back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm Elijah Ware. Our camera guys Kevin Duarte, Jeff Radal, and Rob Moretti, as it is out of bounds, and there's another point for Horace Greeley as they take a 15-10 lead. As Rodriguez is back to serve again for Horace Greeley, she gets it over the net. It's controlled and is back over the net, controlled by Zymek. The set and the tip into the middle. The set, the tip, as Chun controls. Beers with the spike attempt, controlled by Zymek. Back over. Set as Rothman attempts to spike. Ivanko with the near kill, out of bounds, off Mamaroneck, and the point for Horace Greeley as they take a 16-10 lead in this second set. Still serving for Horace Greeley is Sophia Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it up. Rodriguez gets it over, and it's out of bounds. And there's another point for Horace Greeley. Rodriguez gets it over the net. Controlled. The tip set by Ivanko. Spike attempt by Curtis, and the tip, Emma Rowan, 18-10, Horace Greeley. And we have a timeout, Mamaroneck. We'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports. Horace Greeley has taken a commanding 18-10 lead here in the second set. And after the timeout, Mamaroneck gets it back over the net, controlled by Curtis. The spike by Ivanko and the kill by Ivanko, and the point for Horace Greeley. As Horace Greeley takes a 19-10 lead after the spike by Ivanko, controlled by Chun. It is up. Beers with the spike attempt. It would have went out of bounds. The Quakers hit it, and it is a point from Mamaroneck. Back to serve for Mamaroneck is number 1, Ginger Beers. As Beers gets it up. Beers gets it over. Is controlled by Zymek, set by Curtis, and spiked by Ivanko, but tipped back over the net by Mamaroneck, and is a point for Mamaroneck. 19-12, with Horace Greeley still in control. Ginger Beers still back to serve from Mamaroneck. As Beers gets it over. Controlled by Zymek. Controlled by Curtis. Back over by Zymek. Set by Rothman, but a held ball called by the referee. And a point for Horace Greeley as they take a 20-12 lead in the second set. Back serving for Horace Greeley, Elizabeth Ivanko. And she's had a superb game thus far. Controlled by Chun, set. Controlled by Rodriguez, set. And spiked by Horace Greeley. And before that, the point ruled to Mamaroneck. And the score is now 20-13. Serving from Mamaroneck, number 13, Alexa Noctigal. As Noctigal gets it over, but into the net. There's a point for Horace Greeley. Serving for Horace Greeley, Megan Curtis. As Curtis gets it over, controlled by Beers, set. Spike attempt by Rothman, at the point for Horace Greeley. Over the net by Curtis, controlled by Beers, set, hit by Gutierrez, controlled, spike attempt by Zymek, back over by Chun, the dig attempt by Ivanko, but the point for Mamaroneck. As Julia Rothman is back to serve, once again for Mamaroneck, as they trail 14-22. As Rothman gets it up, over, controlled by Zymek. As Zymek goes for the tip, it is controlled by Mamaroneck. Controlled by Rodriguez, set, tip. Control, Zymek with the tip. Controlled by Mamaroneck, out of bounds by Mamaroneck. And the point for Horace Greeley as they take a 23-14 lead here in the second set. Mamaroneck, the 7 seed, Horace Greeley, the 10 seed. But Horace Greeley is in control so far. Back over by Chun, controlled. And the spike attempt by Zymek. As Ivanko gets the dig, Curtis gets the dig, it is set, and it is a near spike for Zymek into the net. And another point for Horace Greeley. As Mamaroneck is doing a better job controlling those kill attempts by Zymek and Ivanko, but nonetheless, they're still down by 10 points here in the second set. And it is a serve, and it is an ace for Emina Guerra. And that is the set point as Horace Greeley takes a 2-0 lead over Mamaroneck. We'll be right back here with your third set as Mamaroneck tries to stay alive. I'm Elijah Ware, this is LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm Elijah Ware. Our camera guys, Rob Moretti, Jeff Riddell, and Sean Kelly. As Mamaroneck goes for the spike attempt, controlled by Curtis. And another spike by Zymek. And she has been killing it all evening. And she gets the first point of the third set. Back to serve for Horace Greeley. Mamaroneck. There's another point for Horace Greeley as they take a 2-0 lead. As Rowan is back to serve, and she gets it just over the net. It is tipped back over into the net. And there's another point for Horace Greeley as they take a 3-0 lead. As Rowan gets it up, Rowan gets it over, controlled by Beers, set, and Ayera Diakami tries for the spike, but it's another point for Horace Greeley as they take a 4-0 lead in this third set. Horace Greeley won the second set 25-14, taking a 2-0 lead as it is controlled by Mamaroneck. As Curtis sets it, and the spike attempt by Zymek, and the spike by Zymek. As Horace Greeley takes a 5-0 lead and is in control once again in this third set. As Rowan Ames gets it up, gets it over, controlled by Beers. Set. Gutierrez goes for the kill. But it's set by Curtis, but tipped by Curtis. As it is the block attempt, but the point for Fatima Set. And she scores the first point from Mamaroneck in this third set. Back to serve from Mamaroneck, Julia Rothman. As Rothman gets it up, gets it over, controlled by Ivanko. The spike attempt and the kill by Zymek. And she is looking like a woman amongst girls. And now Zymek is back to serve. Set controls, Gutierrez gets it over, set by Curtis, and the spike attempt by Ivanko, but the referee rules a point for Mamaroneck. And back to serve for Mamaroneck will be Romina Chavez. As Horace Greeley has a 6-2 lead. As Chavez gets it up, Chavez gets it over. Controlled by Rodriguez, just here comes the spike by Ivanko. And the point by Ivanko. As Horace Greeley takes a 7-2 lead. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, Jillian Zonkel. As Zonkel gets it over, tip back over, control, tip into the middle, set. Gutierrez gets it over, controlled by Rodriguez, and the spike by Ivanko, and the point for Ivanko, and the point for Horace Greeley. The hitting from Ivanko and Zymek has been too much for Mamaroneck. As Horace Greeley is in control of this third set, 8-2. As Zonkel gets ready to serve, it is up, and it is out of bounds, and it is a point for Mamaroneck. As Gutierrez serves, she gets it over the net, controlled by Rodriguez. Set. Spike attempt by Zymek, but the block by Beers, and the point for Mamaroneck. As Gutierrez serves, and it is into the net, and it is a point for Horace Greeley. As Rodriguez is back to serve for Horace Greeley. It is up, it is over, it is controlled by Mamaroneck. It is controlled, and it is blocked by Ivanko. A combination of Ivanko and Rowan. As there is another point for Horace Greeley, and a timeout is called by Mamaroneck. As Coach Ryder knows that this is the last set for a team of the season if they don't get everything under control. I'm Elijah Ware, this is LMC TV Varsity Sports. We'll be right back. I'm Elijah Ware back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports, as this is the third set of the evening between Horace Greeley and Mamaroneck. As Mamaroneck scores a point coming out of timeout as they trail by 5 points here in the third set. Back serving for Mamaroneck is Sydney Chun. As Chun gets it up, Chun gets it over. It is controlled by Ivanko, set by Curtis, back over by Ivanko. Controlled, tipped over, set. Ivanko goes for the kill. Ivanko with the tip and the score and the point for Horace Greeley. For Horace Greeley has mainly been Ivanko and Zymek taking control of this game. As Ivanko serves into the hands of Beers, but she can't control it, and there's another point for Horace Greeley. As Elizabeth Ivanko serves, it is over the net. It is back over, controlled by Zymek. Here comes a spike by Zymek. The block is good. The set by Ivanko is back over by Rodriguez, controlled by Chun. Set, the spike attempt by Beers. The set, the tip, as Curtis controls. And it is into the net, and it is a point for Horace Greeley as they take a 13-5 lead here in the third set, already leading 2-0. Ivanko gets it over, a great dig by Mamaroneck. It is back over for Horace Greeley, controlled by Chavez, set. And the spike attempt by Rothman, but the block by Emma Rowan, along with Megan Curtis. There's another point for Horace Greeley as Ivanko is back to serve. As Ivanko gets it up, Ivanko gets it over. It is controlled by Mamaroneck, the tip by Rothman, controlled by Ivanko. The kill attempt, controlled. It is set up, tip back over. Set, the tip. And the tip by Beers and the point for Mamaroneck. As they stop the bleeding and get back on the board after another run from Horace Greeley. As Horace Greeley leads 14-6 with Ginger Beers back to serve for Mamaroneck. Beers gets it up, over, controlled by Ivanko, set by Curtis. The spike attempt, set. Controlled by Ivanko again, controlled by Curtis. The tip by Set, but ultimately the point for Horace Greeley. as the referee ruled that it was net interference by Fatima Set. Back to serve for Horace Greeley, number 13, Megan Curtis. As Curtis gets it over, controlled by Chun. The spike attempt by Rothman, controlled by Ivanko, back over by Zymek. With a Set tips it over, but it was out of bounds, and there's another point for Horace Greeley. (16-6), Horace Greeley leads here in the third set. Already leading 2-0. And Megan Curtis is back to serve once again for Horace Greeley. As it is tipped, controlled by Beers. And the block by Emma Rowan and Helen Matthews. As they score another point for Horace Greeley, as they are in major control of this third set, and Mamaroneck is in danger of the season ending here today. Controlled by Rodriguez, set by Curtis. Here comes a spike by Zymek, and it is out of bounds. And Zymek scores another point, and Horace Greeley takes an 18-6 lead. Serving for Horace Greeley, number 15, Emma Rowan. As Rowan gets it up, over, right to Beers, controlled by Noctigal. The dig, but into the net, and the point from Mamaroneck. Great dig by Rowan, but ultimately the point from Mamaroneck. As they trail 18-7. Controlled by Curtis, Set, and another powerful punch from Vivian Zymek as her team takes a 19-7 lead. There's some discussion between Ivanko and the referee. As the referee points to someone to come out of the stands. While they get this sorted out, we'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports as Vivian Zymek is back to serve for Horace Greeley as they lead 19-7 here in the third set, and it is over the net, controlled by Noctigal. The tip by Gutierrez, and the point from Mamaroneck as they are fired up. Horace Greeley leads 19-8 as Ayera Diakani serves, and here comes the spike by Ivanko, and the point by Ivanko. And the point for Horace Greeley as they take a 20-8 lead. Back serving for Horace Greeley, number 19, Jillian Zonkel. Zonkel serves, gets it up, controlled by Chun. As Rodriguez controls, Zymek controls. Ivanko gets it back over the net, controlled by Chavez, set by Noctigal. The tip by Beers, back over by Curtis, set by Zymek, set. And the point from the Mamaroneck. 20-9, Horace Greeley still in control. Back serving from Mamaroneck, Amanda Gutierrez, she gets it over the net, controlled by Vivian Zymek. Back over by Curtis, controlled by Chun, set. And another point from Mamaroneck.
serving from Mamaroneck, Amanda Gutierrez. As Gutierrez gets it up, over, controlled by Zymek, set. Zymek gets it back over, controlled by Chun, controlled by Chavez. It is tipped over. It is set by Curtis. And it is a spike by Ivanko. And it's a point for Horace Greeley. As Ivanko has been sensational this entire game. Back serving for Horace Greeley. Sophia Rodriguez, as Rodriguez gets it over, it is set. And a spike attempt by Beers, controlled by Ivanko, set. And another spike attempt by Ivanko is tipped back over, controlled, set by Curtis. And it is a spike for Emma Rowan and a point for Horace Greeley. Rodriguez serves, gets it over, it is out of bounds. And it's a point from Mamaroneck. As they trail 22-11 in this third set. Controlled by Zymek, it hits the top. There's another point from Mamaroneck. Horace Greeley still in control. Sydney Chun gets it over the net. It is back over. And it is tipped back over by Curtis. And it is a point for Ginger Beers. Sydney Chun back to serve from Mamaroneck. And Mamaroneck is playing some inspired volleyball. It is a dig. If Mamaroneck is still in control. And it is out of bounds, and it is a point for Horace Greeley. 23-13, Horace Greeley. As Ivanko is back to serve. Ivanko gets it up, over. And it's out of bounds. And it's a point for Mamaroneck. As the referee rules, it is touched by Horace Greeley. So it ends up with a point for Mamaroneck. Back serving from Mamaroneck. Back serving from Mamaroneck is Ginger Beers. As Beers gets it up, over. Controlled by Rodriguez, set by Curtis. Comes a spike by Zymek, right to Chun. And the block attempt by Zymek. And the point for Horace Greeley. Is they are 1 point away from advancing to the next round of the playoffs. Megan Curtis back to serve for Horace Greeley. As it is up, over, controlled by Beers, set by Noctigal, hit by Rothman, spike attempt. Zymek goes for the kill, but ultimately ends up in a point from Mamaroneck. As Horace Greeley now leads 24-15. Back serving from Mamaroneck, Alexa Noctigal. As Noctigal gets it up, over, controlled by Rodriguez, set by Curtis. Here comes a spike from Ivanko, but Zymek. And the match point for Zymek. In the game. Horace Greeley wins this final set, 25-15. We'll be right back here with the post game. This is LMC TV Varsity Sports. Hi, I'm Elijah Ware, LMC TV Varsity Sports. Horace Greeley just defeated Mamaroneck in this first round of volleyball in the Section 1 playoff. Horace Greeley's hitters on the outside, Elizabeth Ivanko and Vivian Zymek, were just too much.
and they took over the game. Horace Greeley wins in 3-0 over Mamaroneck. Mamaroneck season ends today. Horace Greeley moves on to play Ossining in the next round. I'm Elijah Ware. This is LMC TV Varsity Sports. Have a good one.